Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Ha ha! I got a screenshot on there that shows down in New York where they got the big TV down there. Glory to urine. Oh my! Well, I didn't go my 30 seconds. I hope that doesn't count as a wordy dirt. But anyway, folks, I hope you all are doing good tonight. And I hope my transmission is good. I've had some slow internet. But they say they were, the company, big giant TV or whatever it is in Times Square, they said that I guess it's some kind of program in there, like a spell check. And nobody really, I guess they put the words in. They wanted to put in glory to Ukraine, and it came out glory urine. So that's what was on the screen in New York. So things are kind of going that way for Ukraine, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Lynn Wood. What in the world's going on with Lynn Wood? Et tu, Lynn Wood, I said, kind of like et tu, Brutus. We got a Shutdown, Showdown. And if you were watching Mr. T, he said, I don't know if we can make it another year. So I don't know if you all caught that or not. I caught it, and that's what's on my screen. And I came up with a new word. A new word. I don't know how it's going to be received by the rhythm. The rhythm is going to get you. You know what I mean? So let me move this out of the way so I can see the chats a little better. You can still see glory to urine on the screen. Hi, B Charming, Finding Dory, how you doing? Bubba, B-Dog, Leisha, Melinda, Donna, how you doing? Hi, Marla. Miss Mendersu, thank you again for helping out. Sponsored the program the other night. Hi, Bubba. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Hope you're hanging in there like a big dog. Diane, how are you? Georgia, yeah, I'm back, Georgia. I got your message today. You left the other day. Hi, Henri. There's my thumbs up. Ha, Diane. So, hi, Joan. Wild West. That's good. It's nice to see you all. Man, people are rolling in. Hi, Rubber Toe, Awaken Trillium. Hi, Donna. Mr. T had a number of things he did. He was in Iowa. He didn't have one tonight. No, not tonight. I'm talking about what he had the other day. Hi, Angel. Araceli, how are you? Michelle, how are you doing? I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, hi, Melvita. Please play for my friend Donna. She's in the hospital. Lots of health issues. Well, we'll certainly do that, Melvita. So, I'm just scanning through the chats. So what do y'all make of this business with Lynn Wood? I'll talk about that a little bit. I am going to withhold my judgment. And also this business about Odins Men with the subject the situation with those two young girls. Very drawn out case, but we'll get to that. Lynn Wood, red state. I kind of keep my antennas up with this red state. Okay. They put out some articles before that were frankly BS. They put out good articles too, but they do have a slant that goes along with those, what do they call themselves? Not log cabin Republicans. They're all right. It's whatever they call themselves. The one that Trump says, the one that leads up that faction is a bunch of preverts. Hi, Pappy Two Bears. How you doing? Angel Faley, how are you? Melinda said he's going to get the truth out. Well, they say he is working on He's working with Fannie Willis against Mr. T. And in another broadcast, I'm going to talk a little bit about Roger Stone. But because everybody's saying, here's these names that are not in the indictments or were not in the recommended by the Wiccan Witch and her little crew underneath her, the grand jury. They recommended indicting 3 senators and I don't know, the Statue of Liberty and whatever else. Hi, Wild West, how you doing? Roger Stone wasn't on there, and neither was Lynn Wood, and everybody's going, oh, what's going on here? And then this story comes out. What is that bunch, the name of that bunch? They're not log cabin Republicans. What do they call themselves? Something to do with Lincoln. Lincoln Project, that's right. Lincoln Project. Red State News does a lot of stuff with Lincoln Project, and they're, like Mr. Trump says, their leadership has got some questionable people in it as far as being preverts. Melinda says he a mole. Well, I want to look at it this way. First of all, I'll give you some background, that just stuff off the top of my head about Lynn Wood. He put out a tweet, I think it was 2020, where he said Adam Schiff had a bad Christmas Eve, something like that, intimating he'd been arrested. He also went around and did a lot of speechifying that every lie will be revealed. And he also got in a little dust-up with Kyle Rittenhouse. And Kyle Rittenhouse was given an interview where he said, Lynn was going around and doing fundraising and left him in jail for 80-some days and arranged interviews that really were not that he felt were not in his best interests. And he got other attorneys, and we all know what happened with Mr. Rittenhouse. So on top of that, you had Lynn Wood putting out pictures of him and Donald Trump in the Oval Office. You all remember that? Hi, Lone Wolf. How you doing? Diane says, truth Lynn Wood. I bet he's playing a game of chess. Aha. Well, I was going to say, if I was going to give an intelligence test to Lynn Wood and then give a test to Fannie Willis, I think I know who would come out on top. Okay? And I do know also, I'm just going down memory lane about Lynn Wood. I do know that Sidney Powell somehow had somebody leaked a telephone conversation of hers, supposedly, where she was exasperated with Lynn Wood. And she said basically that he was a PIA, a pain in the rear end. And I'm just going to say, there's probably more things I can think of than what I've just fired off. I'm just going to say that I wouldn't jump the gun. By their deeds, so shall they be known. Okay, Lynn likes to do those quotes from the Bible and things, so we'll see what he does before I pass any judgment on him. Dory says, Lynn Wood, I don't believe in him because he went against General Flynn. Well, a lot of people were jumping the gun and not really listening to what was being told to them. Many of them are still in the fold. Like, I'll give you a very good example was Lauren Boebert. She jumped the gun on impeachment papers. The timing is everything. Okay, timing is everything. And fine, it all got worked out. Maybe Lynn jumped the gun, talked about things he shouldn't have talked about, or was certain about things that may not have been the way he perceived them. I'll put it that way. So, but we're getting this deep into it where Mr. T's actually been charged and had the mugshots and all that stuff. And then you have Lynn Wood is supposed to be playing ball with the likes of Fannie Willis and Jack Smith. Can you say plant, P-L-A-N-T? Jason said Boebert sold us out on the budget deal. My. Well, the budget deal is, the deadline's the 28th, isn't it, Jason? Or the 30th. The inquiry is supposed to start, the impeachment inquiry is supposed to start on the 28th. I don't think they've really got, hi, Tom Fitness Hot. Yeah, you got me live. Oh, the prior one, Jason said. Well, it's all a chess game. You know, we got to keep the ball rolling. We got to keep things moving. And you got to remember, dangerous animal. How do you trap a dangerous animal? Of course, how do you catch a dangerous animal? You trap them, of course. You know, it's all funny money. It really is. It's like Mr. T said about the default. He told him, go ahead and default. If you don't do it now, you're going to do it later. So they didn't want to do what Trump was saying, of course. I'm not talking about Lauren Boebert. But anyway, it's, I don't know. It's a lot of moving parts. So anyway, we'll see how this turns out with Mr. Wood. The proof will be, as they say, in the pudding. And where's this one meme I've been meaning to put up? Because we're going to see a lot of this. We're going to see a lot of the embarrassment. Here we go. I've had this in for a week. The world is watching the mainstream media hang itself. You will never watch or trust them again when this is over. And, you know, that is a big part of the game we're playing. Taking care of this mainstream media. I think I'm going to leave that up for a little bit. I'm going to leave that up right over here. There you go. So if I get people tuning in that not sure if they want to watch or not, that's right, Georgia. Sydney is a JAG attorney. And they may have just been fighting to get the heat off of Lynn Wood or get him to gain their trust and then get into their inner workings. You never can tell. But we will find out. Every lie will be revealed, right, folks? Now, I made it tough to read my chats with that over there. I'll put it over here. Ha ha. They blend in with the white letters. It's kind of hard to see, and they go by fast. I try to grab them when I can. Hi, Roy. How you doing? Yeah, I'm back. For how long, I don't know. Yeah, Henri says, keep your enemies closer. Isn't that the truth? Hi, Mike. Yeah, in God's time. Michelle, isn't SP a special type of attorney? Yeah. Yeah, well, hey, people are going to learn a lot. Learn a lot about our system. I mean, just like Lindsey Graham gave a lot of long-time sitting senators a lesson in how the law works, especially with unlawful combatants and the military justice system. It took him about 4 minutes to educate them, where Dianne Feinstein almost corked off right then and there. I mean, even our own senators are not aware of a lot of mechanics of the military justice system. And hey, we are at war. The war is real. MS Motorsports, how are you doing? Outlandish Patriots, how are you doing? Well, they're starting to come around, I think. Angel. They're starting to come around, the mainstream media. They would have never let Trump on there to have that interview if they weren't. But with this budget showdown, wouldn't that be interesting if the government closed? You know, Trump presided over the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Kicking Bird, how you doing? Hi, Reba. He presided over the longest shutdown. And if you remember, that was over Christmas. I think it was 2018 And that's when he was saying a lot of people thought there was an attempt on Mr. T. Hi, the cat. How are you doing? And anyway, Mr. T put this up yesterday. And he's mentioned that he gave a short speech about it. Whoa, that's not an impoundment. That's another issue. I'll leave this up. It's another issue I want to talk about. But he posted this right here. This right here. Budget battle proves Trump right on impoundment power. And this leads me back to where I was saying back in the 90s and early 2000s, we got infiltrated at the local level, a lot of counties, towns, a lot of them got government, federal money that was, quote, extra in the budget. And if we didn't use it, we would lose it. And a lot of us who were involved in politics were like, we'll lose it. I mean, why spend it just because they budgeted it? Why waste it? In our town and county, we built buildings and infrastructure that were ridiculous and are ridiculous to this day. But what happened was a lot of people joined the bureaucratic class, and the little local governments expanded and added cronies and new positions and all kinds of stuff. And then they have nothing to do all day but dream up ways to pass rules and regulations to aggravate you. So that is one of the methods they use to develop and strengthen the bureaucratic state, okay, the unelected bureaucratic state, which, as we see, is really running the show. Tennessee, how you doing, Tennessee? Thanks for helping out the other night, sponsoring the show. I appreciate it. But anyway, AMAC Newsline has latest news in-depth report, including politics and culture. But Mr. T posted this because he wants people to learn about impoundment. The president, if there's stuff left over in the budget, he can impound it. They don't need to sprinkle it out there and make sure every dime gets spent. So there's a reason behind that. And when he gets back in office, we're going to see the impoundment clause coming into play. Here's another issue. Mike, you leaving already? Okay, well, check back with me. Watch the replay. Ha ha. So, anyway, here's the thing that's really hitting. We got so many things that are big issue. We don't know which ones are striking a chord with who, but I had a short video clip of that plane crash site. I'll play that in a minute. But anyway, here's what everybody in New York is seeing. And of course, we know Americans all around Texas, Arizona, everybody knows how things are going, but New York, it's hitting home. Anarchy, 4,000 illegal migrants cross the border in one day. Unlawful economy explodes in New York City. Biden still does nothing. Unlawful economy. What does that mean? That means no tax revenues being paid. That means crime. That means a lot of things. And I got a video. I've got a number of different videos, but I want to play this one real quick about that F-35. A lot of people are saying that thing ended up in Cuba. I don't know. I don't know about all that, but I will show this little video here. I saw a still picture, I think it's that right there, it's hard to see, of the crash site with a road. You see the road up above. It'll brighten up when I play the picture, but it's only about 40 seconds. But you'll see trees knocked down. I've discussed that in the past when I went to a couple of crash sites where I described the damage like a path that you could see. Now, of course, they weren't F-35 jets that crashed, but let me play it for you. I can't run my mic while it's playing or my voice will be messed up, so I'll just play a quick 40 seconds of footage. Now, they were panning the camera back and forth on that, I'll call it a trail. Like I say, my experience with it was that the tops of the trees were broken, damaged. To knock entire trees over, I don't know how big those trees were, all the way down at the bottom, I don't know. So, and plus everybody was saying, well, there was no debris there. Everything apparently they want us to believe disintegrated. And so, yeah, there's some questionable stuff in my mind about it. And I'll play this guy. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. He's describing, and people, you know, I don't know. He is a local that heard it, and his description, I can tell you what, which is very brief, but accurate, I think. About as accurate as you can get.
And I heard a screeching, between a screech and a whip.
So a lot of people have done videos of that, and they've taken it and they've done a music mix with it. I thought they were going to do a James Brown mix, but he did a loud screech and then a boom. And that's pretty much the way it goes. Even with car wrecks, you'll hear wheels squeal and then a boom, and that's it. You don't hear, like in the movies, a bunch of residual noise or things carrying on for quite a bit, maybe a secondary explosion. But it's usually a either tires squealing or a motor roaring towards the ground and boom, and that's the end of it. So I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, that's kind of funny the way he described it. Oh, yeah, I'm reading Diane. Let me tell you, what's his name? Zelensky. Here, let's see, folks. This is a 20-some second clip of Zelensky. Poland has cut off aid to him. They put out a statement. Poland said that they considered Ukraine to be a drowning man. Okay? He gave a request to speak in front of Congress again. Got turned down. Pretty much ignored by everybody except Biden. Then he went to the UN. You can't hear him very good. Doesn't matter because he's not speaking English. It's only 20-some seconds. Hi, Nikki. How you doing? Brighter day. How you doing? And they pan the camera out around the crowd. And it's quick. It's quick. But just look out the crowd. You'll see John Kerry sitting there with his mouth hanging open. But there's a little trick they do. I'll talk about it after it plays. But just watch the crowd. See if you catch anything.
Розгортати цю зброю, не розповсюджувати, не допускати погрози неї, не допускати тренування для того, щоб забезпечити ядерне роззброєння. І це хороша стратегія. Але вона не повинна бути єдиною стратегією для того, щоб убезпечити світ від війни, від останньої війни. Україна віддала третій за потужністю ядерний арсенал.
Well, it happened quick. You saw John Kerry sitting there with Anthony Blinken, but I froze what they did was they were playing games. They edited this video of his speech and they inserted shots of a crowd to make it look like he had a bigger crowd listening to him than he really had. And here's a freeze frame in 14 seconds into that clip. And who do you notice in the crowd that they were showing while he was speaking? It's a little Where's Waldo, folks. A little Where's Waldo. They put out this clip. The UN put out this clip, and while he's speaking, they showed scenes of crowds. One of them showed Anthony Blinken and John Kerry. Then it showed a big crowd in a seat. And then it showed a tight shot like this. And it kept going back and forth with his voice dubbed over these crowd scenes when in reality, he barely had anybody in the audience. How do you know that this is a fake edit, that this is fake crowds while he's speaking? Where's Waldo, folks? Where's Waldo? I'll give it a little few seconds, see if anybody in the chats gets it. Somebody that absolutely could not be in the crowd. Impossible to be in the crowd listening to Zelensky's speech. See if y'all, in this crowd I'm showing you right here, who would it have been impossible for? Arcellus got it. Zelensky's in the crowd. Here, I'll make it big slow for you. Right here. No, Reba's not buying up front. It's Zelensky sitting in the crowd while he's giving the speech. That's what a sorry editing job they did. But they did it to fake everybody out, make everybody think he had a big crowd. Ah, ha, ha, we caught you, you bums. But anyway, with this migrant crisis I just put up, I'm going to play this quick video here. You remember this? What happened before and after? They're feeling the heat now. Let me tell you with this migrant crisis. And I want to say thanks to where'd that chat go? Oh, my. Rick Castillo, thank you much for the compliment. And Donna, I didn't know your dad flew planes. That's something else. Your dad was a pilot. So, anyway, but let's see what happened before and after when he gave his speech, or she gave her speech. Hi, Dory. Did I say hi to you? Finding Dory. How are you doing? Let's see the before and after this, where they're starting to shove these migrants down their own throats.
As you know, the Statue of Liberty is inscribed. It says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled young masses yearning to be free, the wretched refuse to a teeming shore." And that statement encapsulates our values. We want people to come here, despite where they came from, or despite the circumstances that drove them to this country, into this state. We say you are welcome here. You're welcome with open arms, and we'll work to keep you safe. We'll not only house you, but we'll protect you. So our message to the world is: send us your people, send us those who need the cloak of comfort that we can demonstrate as New Yorkers with big hearts and open arms, and we'll provide a safe haven. We have to let the word out that when you come to New York, we're not going to have more hotel rooms. We don't have capacity. So we have to also message properly that we're at our limit. If you're going to leave your country, go somewhere else. But the smarter thing is to apply for asylum before you leave your country.
What in the world?
I thought I had that on back end. That's just too good of a soundbite to let go. But anyway, 1 minute there. Welcome. We want everybody here. When they didn't think their ox was going to be gored, it was all right. But now that they got in their backyards, what in the world is this all about? So, yeah, they change their tunes real quick, don't they, folks? And since I had this up, let me discuss this real quick. The media hyped a law professor, okay, the Federal Society founder, who claimed Trump was disqualified from running. He's now changed his mind. I put up Midas touched in the head, and I forget that other attorney's name, and about 2 or 3 other attorneys who are doing YouTube videos. And then I said, my opinion was that they should know better, and that they're inciting vitriol, and they're misleading the public, and they're using their knowledge of the law to do that, and that they should suffer consequences that I think in most cases should include removal of their ability to practice law, period, or serve in any position of public trust. So this character, Stephen Calabrese, has conceded that Section 3 of the 14th Amendment doesn't apply. You nitwit, you moron. And I wonder who got through to you, and if others will be making the same concession about this and a great many other things, as Darth Sidious used to say, because it's going to come a breaking point where you've chosen your side. You've chosen your side, and you're not going to be given. You're not going to be given a choice. If you're going to continue with this public ruse, and that's what these charges against Trump are. They're a ruse. And if you support it, continue to go down that road. And that goes for Judge Chutkan too. One of my thumbnails I'll do in the future, or maybe I'll leave it at saying it right here, Chuckin. Just get rid of her. Because the supremacy clause is very clear in the Constitution. Mark Levin's done really good podcasts and interviews and stuff where he lays it out. Somebody out of first-year law school should know that everything that they're putting against Mr. T is phony, okay, and not supported by the black letter of the law. Here's a montage. Of what they put out about Biden, all right? First of all, with Trump, they have no evidence of what they're saying he did, because you can't have evidence for something that's not criminal. But anyway, here's the way they put things out about Joe Biden on the mainstream media, which I think this is going to be turning around. And the people are calling out to MSM all the time.
Pressure from the far right, Speaker Kevin McCarthy launched a formal impeachment inquiry based on no evidence into President Joe Biden.
And Republicans, Jonathan, have failed to produce any evidence.
There's no direct connection yet.
We don't have any evidence of that at all.
Well, they haven't come across any new evidence.
There is absolutely no evidence.
There's no evidence here.
There is no evidence.
Whether they know there's evidence or not.
The president never discussed business with his son.
Nothing has come out of there.
There's nothing here.
Devin Archer said no, President Biden was never involved.
Is there any evidence that President Biden took a bribe, or that President Biden used his influence to benefit his son Hunter at all?
There isn't. There's no evidence.
So we've established that there's no evidence right now.
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. They know that.
Ha ha. If you guys hadn't figured it out by now, I've started putting little clips at the ends of some of these things to spice it up a little bit, right? I mean, sometimes Mr. T just puts it out there just the way.
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. They know that.
So, yeah, I'll be doing a little bit of that here and there. Anyway, these person on the street videos, where you come up and talk to somebody. Here is a lady that I just got the end clip of it. I suspect that this was a lifetime Democrat. Now, in Staten Island, I guess you all have heard that they have had an influx, okay? And that some Staten Island residents were arrested trying to block migrants, air quotes, migrants, from going into a nursing home. So, that's got a lot of public scrutiny. But anyway, I believe this lady here is a lifetime Democrat. This is a short clip, but what she says is very important.
Ungrateful to the citizens.
Thank you,
and
Miss.
You know why they're doing it? Because they want them to vote. Because that's the only way they know they're going to win, if these people vote for them. Because anybody that thinks would not vote for the Democrats again.
Thank you, Miss. So I am going to play it again. She says they're ungrateful to the voters. She's talking about elected representatives, but she's saying, you know why they want them here?
Ungrateful to the citizens.
Thank you,
and you
Miss.
know why they're doing it? Because they want them to vote. Because that's the only way they know they're going to win, if these people vote for them. Because anybody that thinks would not vote for the Democrats again.
Thank you, Miss. Yeah, so she's never going to vote for a Democrat again. Okay, we're talking Staten Island, up in New York City. So, yeah, no, they're not going to go for it. And these regular news channels, so to speak, they're not going to be able to do, I say man on the street videos, but person on the street videos. You saw the one I played the other day where the guy said they're not going to be able to walk down the streets. He went on and on. He was very upset. And that's the way people are getting. And what's his face in New York? Let me get this other video out of the way. Eric Adams, what's his name? Anyway, I'm going to play this. This is a lady at a kind of like a town hall meeting, and she is giving them the devil. And you can bet she used to be a Democrat too. But as I said, people don't care unless it's their ox getting gored. And their ox is starting to get gored. Thank you, Nikki, for bringing up Buy Me a Coffee. This is a viewer-supported and creator-supported channel. I've got a link for Buy Me a Coffee if anybody wants to help the channel out. I really appreciate it. And what I'll do is at the 50-minute mark, 55, I will check to see what's going on. If anybody, I'll do my fireworks and special effects. That way it won't make my chat stick on the screen. And shout outs if I do get anybody to help out with Buy Me a Coffee. But anyway, this is a lady at a board meeting with what's his face in New York. What's his name? I do it. Eric Adams? No, it's what is his name? Anyway, here she is. She's giving him the devil, and I'll let you all listen to her. Oh, she brings up, you'll hear about halfway through, and you watch some of the faces on the young people sitting around. Now, this is an older lady, a mature lady. You watch some of the faces of the younger people, and she brings up, they're getting $7,000 a month, these air quotes migrants, along with other stuff she talks about, housing, food stamps, everything else. But anyway, I'll let it go.
They only talk to black people about voting. And that's what you're doing up in here today. Pandering for votes to all of these students up in here. You're sitting on your hand, literally, and then you're going to be disrespectful and walk off the stage. But you won our vote. Sir, we've been voting for 60 years, and we haven't gotten a damn thing from you, Joe Biden, or Kamala Harris. We haven't gotten anything. Sir, what? No. What have we got other than being at the bottom class? And this clown here is going to sit up here and give us this Baptist preacher antic show, and we might see, but I hope you're not buying into that bullshit. I really hope you're not buying into it. Because that is disgusting and disrespectful. To come up here and charge you guys for coming in here to see this shit show, and then not only that, you guys being charged again off the tuition. Do you know that? I'm pretty sure you don't. So, with that being said, I seriously hope that you guys don't go to the poll and vote for no more of these fuckers that sit in office ain't doing a damn thing for us. But these legals getting $7,000 in DHS. Did you know that? They getting $7,000 a month. Food stamps, vouchers. Away from us. Y'all sitting here in college paying all this high ass tuition and probably won't even be able to get a damn job when you graduate. Because guess what else? They haven't told y'all. The certification attached to your degree, you're going to need certification to go with those degrees. And if you haven't checked into that before, shit when it's over. So now I said my piece. I came to state my point and state my piece, and I've done that. No, please not you.
$7,000 a month, and you see the eyebrows go up when their own ox is getting gored. So anyway, let me see what's going on in the chats. That's right, it's truth. She's preaching all right. And she said, 12 years, you all haven't done anything for us. And they're not going to get the Democrat vote anymore. I guarantee you, she's got a picture of DJT at her house. And she might show up to the next meeting with a mugshot T-shirt. I don't know. That's right, Georgia. Every ox is getting gored. Got to stuff it down their face, just like I put that picture of the kid from that movie. I don't know if I still got it in my studio or not. So anyway, here's a meme for you if you want to put this out on your Facebook page. Me leaving the restaurant after tipping 0% because the waiter told me his pronouns. Who wants to hear all that garbage when you're trying to get something to eat? Yeah, go ahead and leave them nothing. Leave them nothing. And I've worked in restaurants and tips are a big deal. But if they can't respect your appetite and protect your appetite, they don't get nothing. Now, here's Trevor Noah. He had a big spot on TV. He's been demoted. He's a smart guy, but he's been pulling the liberal, carrying water for the liberals, and now he's got whatever he's got. He's on some backwater television show. He's interviewing this trans athlete, okay, and asking about, some people say you have a special advantage. And this is the kind of garbage he's got to sit there and listen to and nod to. What kind of audience do you think he's going to have in the future? But here, let's let this person, this linebacker over on the left, explain to you so you know in the future the difference between right and wrong in women's sports.
There are many who would argue who are not transphobes. There are many who born biologically women who will say, but you have an unnatural advantage over me, and that makes the sport unfair. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, there's lots of ways you can respond to that. So the first is the very language of you were born and I'm not biological somehow, like I don't think I'm a cyborg. So like this idea that like, oh, you're not a biological woman. Well, I am a woman, that's a fact. I am female, so all my identity records, my racing license, my medical records all say female, right? And I'm pretty sure I'm made of biological stuff, so I'm a biological female as well.
So what in the world?
I'm going to be using that quite a bit because what in the world is this? But anyway, yeah, whoever gave you all that paperwork calling you a female needs to be escorted out of their office of position of public trust. I mean, who needs to be dealing with this garbage? And like I said, Trevor Noah, he's at the bottom of the barrel. I got this just before I came live. I put this up. Here's a little disappointing thing from the Daily Mail. Screening officer was caught ramming bills into her mouth after taking the passenger bag for manual inspection while the passenger walked through the x-ray scanner. So she found some cash in the carry-on luggage and acted like she was taking a drink of water and slipped it in her craw. Now, I've seen this happen in nursing situations where they have the nurses station under video surveillance because of the types of medications. And they had one that was like counting the pills out and doing some kind of magic trick with instead of whatever pain pill the patient was supposed to get, they were swapping them out with a sleight of hand with a Tylenol pill. But they would get the Tylenol pill, get this, they would act like they were scratching their nose and pull the Tylenol pill out of their nose and then do the sleight of hand when they're counting the pills out. putting them in a little plastic cup, and they would get the fentanyl or whatever it was, and then scratch their nose again and stuff the fentanyl in their nose. And the patient would get Tylenol. So that person was relieved from their position. But it's in that case, it was because they had an addiction. So, yeah. A lot of people steal because of an addiction. So, I mentioned Kyle Rittenhouse. This is another video that came up. And I was going to play the video and ask you all to guess who it was, but there's no way you can guess who it was. So I'll go ahead and tell you. This guy, for whatever reason, I guess I call it bad luck. He's been pulled over for DUIs. He's been in court for this and that. But here, I'm going to put this over here so everybody can see. Glory to urine, and the mainstream media is hanging itself. So, but anyway, what's his name? Gross Kutz, Kyle, the one who got his bicep removed, messing with Rittenhouse in Kenosha. Well, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And here's the news report on it. So I don't know if it's just bad luck, wrong place, wrong time, or whatever. Here you go.
A busy Brady Street at Warren Avenue became the scene of a hit and run Saturday, September 2nd, around 9 p.m. This surveillance camera captured the moment a gray SUV on Brady Street quickly turned left, slammed into a pedestrian in the crosswalk, and kept driving, leaving the victim injured in the middle of the street.
Yeah, that's him, bicep boy. Got ran over by a car last week, I believe it was, sometime last week. And I don't know what happened, if his shirt got hung up or what, but you would seem the way I'll play it again. It's only 24 seconds. But the way it came at him, it looked like, well, he could roll off the side, but I don't know if something got hung up in the car or what happened to him.
A busy spot both day and night. Brady Street at Warren Avenue became the scene of a hit and run Saturday, September 2nd, around 9 p.m. This surveillance camera captured the moment a gray SUV on Brady Street quickly turned left, slammed into a pedestrian in the crosswalk, and kept driving, leaving the victim injured.
So I don't know. I don't know why he couldn't roll off the side, but he definitely didn't fake it. I mean, he got run over, not have a vehicle ran into him, but. Oh, I don't want to put that meme up. Well, you all heard about that sheriff. And we're talking about the mainstream media, so I'll put it up. Retired sheriff got run over on purpose by some thugs. And somebody put this meme up on Utizzle. The media put it out there, man dies during bike crash. And the meme shows... two thugs in a stolen vehicle run them over and taking pictures of it. And the press has the headline, he died in a bike crash. So, yeah, we got to expose them, right? Every time we can. Border Patrol. Patricia Dixon put this up. She keeps an eye on Border Patrol. I guess they're on Truth Social. From September 1st through the 20th, the Biden administration ordered the release of more than 100,000 illegal border crashers, enough to double the population of cities like Yuma, Arizona. Think about what Biden is doing to this country with his out-of-control border policies. How many millions more? Then, and wokeness put this up. 35,000 illegal migrants crossed over to the U.S.-Mexico border in the last 14 days. Border town populations, U.S.-Mexico. You see that for yourself, folks. De Rio, Texas, 34,000. I can't pronounce the other one. In Arizona, 19,000. Sunland, New Mexico, 17,000. Eagle Pass. Boy, that was a bad scene there. 28,000. A border town is being imported into the country every 2 to 4 days. Okay, Georgia, have a great evening. Thanks for stopping by and seeing us. So, yeah, that's the kind of stuff we're going to put out, right? Since I had in my thumbnail, this business about Odins Men and the girls there in Delphi, and if you put DELPHI, you can watch a ton of videos going back 2 years or more about the Delphi case, DELPHI. And now the defense is saying that there's a cult called Odins Men, supposedly that caused this horrific act, okay? And the defense put up these sketches and saying that there were runes and symbols that were put around the girls. I want to temper that a little bit. You know, before you go clicking on a lot of videos that come up with these drawings of a bearded Odin and all this magical fantasy drawings of Odin and lead you down a rabbit hole. I did some checking, and one person that I watched had researched this Odins Men stuff, and the nearest thing they could find that anything ever happened, like the defense is claiming, was over a decade ago or more in, I think, Nova Scotia or somewhere. And one time, and they can't find anything else tied in with. So in other words, if there's a Odins Men cult here in the United States, they're pretty lazy. They haven't done a lot. But anyway, this guy apparently, you know, he confessed, and there's a lot of things going on with it. But there's a young lady I watch sometimes. She put a diagram created by Court TV depicting the position of Abby and Libby's bodies when found by authorities. Note the red lines represent tree branches that the perpetrators laid over the girls' bodies. Suspect Richard Allen's defense team are arguing the branches. I saw what you put there, Marla, about coffee at 55 minutes. Sorry. I just saw the chat. But nothing's happened. So I don't have any fireworks to put off. But anyway, suspect Richard Allen's defense team are arguing the branches were placed such that they depict runes, which are ancient Nordic symbols and letters. However, the defense may be trying just a little too hard to create a storyline here. I will be explaining why in my next video. So, yeah, they're saying that these branches were laid over the girls in a certain way, and that there was a letter on a tree supposedly written in BLOOD, okay, the letter F. That is also being questioned as far as whether or not that's really the situation. So, this guy's been in jail, and they got a lot of stuff. But I'll put this up here. This is one you may want to see. It's only got 3.4 thousand views. But the ones that put up ancient pictures and drawings of what Odin looked like, the Greek god or whatever, Norse god Odin, with a beard and a long hair and fire coming out of his eyes, they got 100,000 views. The sticks that were laid over the girls, only one of them had a cut end. I mean, these were like brush, you know. I got a pile where I've been cutting down tree branches and stuff. I go out there and look. I could see all kinds of symbols in that, you know. So anyway, this might be one worth your while if you do want to watch it. I'm not going to watch much of this stuff because it is what it is. And I believe this is a very sick individual, and there was evidence that's already been gone over about the involvement in his communications with another person who was in the business of posting and selling horrific videos, if you get my drift. So we don't know what the follow-up on that's going to be. But anyway, the Delphi murders experts debunk ritual Odinist claims and multiple KILLERS. Okay? So that might be, your time might be better spent watching this than the Fantastic. Okay? So anyway, Russell Brand looks like he washed the Quaker State oil out of his hair. New accuser, Russell admits it this time. This was today. By now, it'd be about 3 or 4 hours ago. He's got some problems. And I know he was talking, exposing the deep state and all this stuff, the things we know and need to get out. But at the same time, he's got a unavoidable history. Okay? And it's got to be scrutinized. Rumble got a letter from the British Parliament to demonetize him. Here. They have no business doing that. Rumble told them to get lost. Rumble took a dive in its stock. The other day, I have a graph in my studio I had from the other day, but I didn't get around to it. Who knows what caused that drop? They were trying to claim that it was because of Russell Brand. I don't buy it. I think it's more manipulation than anything else. So anyway, you have a member of the Parliament writing these supposedly authoritative letters, trying to take people's money away from them. Yeah, we're looking at 1984 there. We'll talk about that more in more broadcasts in the futures. But let me see, because I had some clips that I didn't get around to in my last broadcast. I'll make sure I've got them played today for what I had, and it appears that I do. I'd close down broadcast and say, oh my gosh, I forgot to do this and I forgot to do that. But time goes by so fast, folks. You know that. You don't need me to tell you. Anyway, just looking at the chat, see what's going on. Huh. I've got a clip I'll play at the end about how CNN is starting to turn on Joe Biden, right, folks? Yeah, Kim, how you doing? CJ, 1975, how are you? Yeah, the UK government's gone nuts. So UTizzle just went ahead and axed him. I mean, they took his income, but his channel is still up. The channel's still up. I'll talk about that also in the future. Here's the Babylon Bee. Code relax. Hi, Ivan. How you doing? You're coming right in at the tail end. Yep, I've gone over my hour. So, yeah, we got Fetterbum. I call him Fetterbum, especially after the way he's dressing. Now, who is that? Tommy Tuberville. I got one more little video to play you all, and it has to do with, is this the one? Ken Paxton was also featured on Mr. T's Truth Social and talk about a lot of stuff. When I played the speech that got him impeached, remember that, folks? But anyway, I'm trying to see if I can find that Tommy Tuber. Here it is. Big win for Tommy. Unlike McConnell and his group of automated Democrat yes votes, Tommy T is willing to take on the radical left fascists and thugs that are destroying our country. What a difference. Updated. Schumer caves, grants Tommy Tuberville's call for votes to confirm certain military promotions. And speaking of that, here's a short video I got. I hope that they put up, before they vote on anybody, they put up their social media. Anyway, that needs to be done anyway in the military. Everybody's social media needs to be gone over and scrubbed and taken a look at. And when stuff like this pops up, it's got to be taken into account, okay?
Hey, Daddy, when you gonna stop playing? Bad bitch, I could be a fantasy. I can tell you got big, deep energy. Cause I can hear your heart beating. I hear it and I know. I know you.
Yeah. And that's why they're so desperate to keep Trump out, because they know that just what this guy is saying right here, and he thinks it's scaring people. What he's saying is scaring people. I'm like, yeah, this is what we want. Exactly what you're scared of, buddy. Let me play.
Already plans are afoot. If Donald Trump wins, that thousands of his appointees will come into office and they will strip bare the federal government. They will disassemble the government of the United States. They will operationally make it unable to function at any level. These people are nihilists. The people who assault the government, tearing it down, taking it apart.
Yeah, and we're not too worried about that. The government will be functioning fine. We'll just get all of that crazy dead weight out of the way. So anyway, I don't have any special effects to go off tonight, folks, but I appreciate everybody that's helped me in the past in the Buy Me a Coffee link. And I want to play this last short video for you all, how the media is turning on Joe Biden. This is a little montage that'll give us all hope. And I thank you all for spending your precious time with me. Please hit the notification bell. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And that way you'll know when I go live. So I'll be seeing you all soon. Thank you again. You all have a great night. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Well, sometimes President Biden just cannot stop himself. During a speech today about the economy, he told at least 2 lies that have already been debunked.
And Joe Biden was wrong. I don't know that he was lying about it. He might not have been told by Hunter, but this blind spot is a problem.
Look at these leads for Donald Trump. He's at 62% of the CBS News YouGov poll, 57% at Quinnipiac University, 53% in the Fox News poll.
The president has spoken to this issue a number of times in recent weeks.
He has not. Look, John, totally different story than a few weeks ago, right? I mean, why isn't he out there now? Kabul fell yesterday. Where is the president?
President Biden keeps trying to change the subject. If you withdraw 2,500 troops and then you have to send 6,000 back, that's not planned. That's on its face an example of a failure.
You're asking me about the polling. You're asking me why we think,
today he's underwater in
actually
Wisconsin.
translate?
You're talking about Wisconsin. He's underwater in Wisconsin.
I know, and I understand it.
The Justice Department and Weiss denied what the whistleblowers were saying. But this move makes it seem as though, well, maybe the whistleblowers were right.
Politically, it removes some of the moral high ground that you might have against, all the Trump accusations.
That he was, in fact, paid substantial sums from Chinese companies. Trump was right. I mean, he did make a fortune from China, and Joe Biden was wrong.